Hello, and thank you for watching our video. My name is Dave, and my website is LoSavio.com, and I'm asking you to break the silence and embrace your voice.
Alyssa AmpJourney.com, holistic health and lifestyle coach.
And today we're going to be discussing
the difference between responsible for versus responsible to, because there is a difference. And it's about bringing awareness on how it's showing up in your life. And Dave, can we get a pre-frame?
And I want to say that I was struggling with this topic earlier this week because I really didn't know the difference. And now we are. So first, we're going to discuss what the difference is, being responsible to and being responsible for. Second, we are going to see how we apply this every day in our individual lives. And lastly, we're going to bring some curiosity around where responsibility may not be making the most positive impact on yours and other people's lives. So let's start off with the difference between responsibility and responsible to and responsible for.
Cool. So responsible for. Responsible for is what we are in complete control of. It directly correlates and affects and impacts who we are being, how we are being as an individual.
Okay, so with the for, being responsible for is really all about us and our actions.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So responsible to is our leadership and encouragement with others that aligns them to make decisions based on their better self. So being responsible to is really something outside of you.
Yes, correct.
And they coincide within each other.
Yep.
Awesome. So why don't you start off with how you apply it in your individual life?
I'd love to.
Cool.
So, Alyssa is responsible for my health and well-being. And that means I'm responsible for making sure I meditate. I do my breathing. I eat foods that fuel my body. I get my water in. I sleep. And I work out. But more importantly, as I evolve as a business owner, I stay curious to what boundaries better serve me best. Okay? Mm-hmm. Alyssa is responsible to helping the clients that I have attain their overall outcomes, serving them through a safe and motivating energy, ensuring that they are able to be their most authentic selves, and that I am showing up as my most authentic self for my family, my friends, and my community. That is what I'm responsible to. So it can provide, it can serve. What about you?
Okay. So I've narrowed this down over the last year. Sometimes I feel like you get in this hyper-masculine mode where you just have to crush things all the time. And it's cool to crush things. You just can't live that way every single day, week in and week out. So I've really narrowed this one down and thought about it a lot this past week. I am responsible for, most importantly, myself. And how do I do that? I do that with my morning ritual. I do that with reading 10 pages a day because we know that it's a slight edge habit. You'll end up reading 300 some pages or one book a month and 12 books a year. My afternoon ritual is really important because when I get home after making sales calls, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to start doing yet. So my afternoon ritual really aligns me with the rest of the evening. Sleep cycle, water, breathing, working out. That helps you stay super energy rich. It's important for me to study my notes from Epic Impact immersions on a daily basis, replay epic calls, and listening to the Tao of Seneca because I'm really into Stoicism and it aligns me with nature and how the world works and really just brings me to a peaceful, place. And last but definitely not least, 5 prospecting calls a day. It is a disservice if I am not doing 5 prospecting calls a day to serve people in the packaging industry. So I am responsible to show up energy rich, show up to create space, and show up this way to prospects, clients, coworkers, team members, and family members to allow them to see themselves better than they already do. Now, something that we kind of argued about a little bit before this video that I've got to bring up. I feel responsible for if one of my crew members or one of my coworkers or one of my family members is not on the path to their success or their journey or their happiness, I end up taking responsibility for that. And I think you disagreed with that a little bit.
Yeah, this is exactly why I'm bringing this topic up. And that's why it's about bringing curiosity and becoming aware of where in your life are you being responsible for versus to. Because yes, you can take responsibility for other people's actions, but is it a disservice? When we understand the difference of the two, it allows us to let go. It allows us to be able to be our most empowered self, so that in fact we can be more responsible too in ensuring our loved ones, our employees, our people who we are here to serve can be their most better selves. It doesn't allow, when we are being responsible for everything in life, it doesn't allow us to be our most authentic self because we have this superhero syndrome. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. I have learned that when I take responsibility for somebody else's action, or let's say somebody else's misaction, it has served at times because then the energy diffuses, nobody points fingers at anybody, and then we're able to create the better situation and really turn a problem into an opportunity. So that's where I feel that taking responsibility for other people, even when you really wasn't really your responsibility, but in my mind it is, that a lot of times it just diffuses the bad situation and then a positive will be reached at a quicker time. Does that make sense?
It does.
But you don't agree?
I somewhat.
Okay. So I'm trying to be a superhero in that instance. I can see how people... Maybe if I relate to other people. So sometimes moms want to be super moms and they end up being a helicopter parent by always being on top of their children, right?
Yeah.
Now, I don't have any kids. I'm just saying. I've read about it. I've seen it before. Maybe somebody wants to be the superstar in the gym or the superstar athletic person because they think they're going to be more attractive and they're going to get more either men or women in their lives because of that. So they're just like hyper crazy about their fitness?
Yeah, and it could be to me too. Or it could be towards any of the coaches in the world. Where I would love if one of my clients wants to lose 50 pounds or find like true love, I'm not responsible for them receiving that outcome. I'm responsible to ensuring that I allow the proper steps, support, and guidance into helping them achieve them. Because by being responsible for, that puts a lot of pressure on me, and it allows me to come in this like different energy form to where it's out of obligation. And then obligation will form like guilt, resentment, disappointment, stress, anxiety. So really dial in on what you are responsible for versus to.
So with respect to taking responsibility for yourself and your actions, naturally, you want to check in with yourself on a daily basis so you know the steps to ensure that you are showing up as your best self for your clients, for your prospects, for your friends, and for your family.
Yeah.
Cool. I think I can go on that one.
Cool.
Awesome.
So thanks for joining. As always, we want to know if you like, we want to know if you dislike. But more importantly, this week, I would like to know, and I'm sure Dave would too, but where do you see the struggle in this? What's your aha, your insight, or your takeaway from learning the difference between being responsible to versus responsible for?
Awesome. And thank you for watching the video. Check out my website, LoSavio.com. Feedback is the breakfast of champions. And what's your breakfast?
A protein shake.
Cool.
Cheers.
Thank you.